This story is from Kibbles13. She didn't give her name, so I'm going to call her Sienna. And Sienna's story takes place in October of 2011. At the time, she and her family were living on the reservation in the middle of nowhere, Arizona. And she says a lot of crazy Skinwalker stuff happened out there. But this night sticks out as being the scariest one ever. Sienna's parents were out playing bingo with her grandmother, and she was home alone with her little brother Hayden and her other brother Wyatt, who is the same age as she is. And Sienna and Wyatt want to pull an all-nighter, as teens left to their own devices will do, and they each chug a couple of monster drinks throughout the course of the evening. The three of them are just hanging out and watching The Lion King until they stop around 2:30 to get Hayden to bed. And after changing into his PJs and brushing his teeth, Hayden crawls into bed and Sierra tucks him in. And she remembers the clock in Hayden's room says 2:53 a.m. when she left to go join Wyatt in the living room to finish watching the last couple of minutes of the movie. And despite their energy drink infusion, once the movie is over, they are so tired, they decide to just camp out on the living room floor. So Wyatt turns off the TV, Sierra turns off the lamp, the clock strikes 3 a.m. and Sierra yells, "Ah, we made it to 3 a.m., but dang, we are not going to make an all-nighter." And the kids lay down on the floor, and Sierra's eyelids slam shut, but spring right back open again when someone starts knocking at the door. A few minutes later, another knock, but at the window. And Sierra thinks to herself, "Oh my God, that energy drink is really doing a number on me." A few seconds later, someone whistles, and she pokes Wyatt and says, "Stop it, you're scaring me." And Wyatt groggily lifts his head and says, "What? Not doing anything." And then another louder bang on the door. It sounds like someone or something really wants to get in. And they have two blue heelers who bark at just about anything, who've been quiet all night. But after they hear that last loud bang, they start going nuts. Wyatt goes to the door and is about one step away from opening it when Sierra grabs the back of his shirt and says, "Are you insane? We can't open that door." So instead, Wyatt creeps to the window and looks out. And the house has a security light by the door, but it hasn't gone on. So it's completely dark outside. "I don't see anybody," he says. Sierra and her brother are now officially freaked. The visitor, or whatever it is, keeps whistling, while another one keeps banging on the door. And while all this is happening, Wyatt grabs Sierra's iPod and starts recording all of these noises that they're hearing. And while those two are busy in the living room, Hayden wakes up in his room, scared, and he goes to the window, looks out, and sees this big black shadow that's tall and skinny, and it stares at him through the window for a good minute or two. Then it just runs away. And Hayden freaks out, closes the curtains, and runs to go get Sierra. All three of them are now huddled up in the living room, freaked out and totally scared, until the clock strikes 4 a.m. All the whistling, all the banging, all the noise stops. The kids breathe a collective sigh of relief and start running around the house, turning on all of the lights, including the bathroom lights. And half an hour later, their parents come home and say, "Oh, you guys are still up?" And Sierra, Wyatt, and Hayden all look at each other and say, "We're not going to sleep." Mom and Dad ask, "Why?" So the kids told them their story of everything that had happened that night, and even played the recording of all of the noises for them. Dad says, "Skinwalkers. Those are definitely Skinwalkers. They use animal bones to make those loud whistles." And in the morning, the kids show their parents and the medicine man where the Skinwalkers were doing whatever it was that they were doing. And around the window and the door, they see footprints and pick up some bones. The medicine man tells Hayden that he's very lucky that he didn't get cursed by that skinwalker that was outside his window, and that it's a really good thing that Wyatt didn't open that door.